Join us now to talk about that. Trump's other picks over the weekend. Mike Allen from Axios. There's an article I saw somewhere, Mike, that MAGA is just embracing the chaos. They love it. They just love the chaos. And we've had some. We've had some, RFK Jr. for health, and I don't know what's going to happen to Matt Gaetz, supposedly. Can you tell us there? More than half the Republicans, I think, are saying, whoa, hold on a second. And then you got Treasury Secretary. Got anything new on that? Uh-oh.
Well,
hold up a second, Mike. I think we got to get your audio.
Yeah,
this is a very
now we got you.
There he
Okay,
is.
start over.
He's flying high at the airport.
Does someone not switch a shift or something, and then goes, oh, God, and then does it quickly? Go ahead, Mike. So what's happening?
This is a very unusual situation because, as you've seen, President-elect Trump has been pedal to the metal on these picks. More than half of his cabinet picks already out, and American University professor over the weekend gave us some stats. This is like 7 times faster than President Biden picked his cabinet. But here he's slowing his roll on Treasury. He's saying, stop, let's look at some new candidates. And I would not expect action on this today or tomorrow. There's going to be a serious look at Kevin Warsh, who your viewers know very well, and Mark Rowan. They're going to be down at Mar-a-Lago. And what happened here is there was a big list. The two of them were on it. The governor where I live, Virginia, was on that list, took himself out. Governor Youngkin took himself out. But you got this, what the New York Times is calling a knife fight between Howard Lutnick, Scott Bessent, and the president was like, whoa, let's look at some other candidates. So I think the situation that you have now, there could now be a contest for Treasury Secretary where the number one job, as you guys suggested, is reassuring the markets. I 100% agree with what your read of what's in his mind. And as you look at these candidates, if you think about Trump, what does Trump like? Trump likes pedigree, and Trump is obsessed with the markets. And that's why I can see Kevin Warsh as a very strong candidate. As your viewers know, he was the youngest Fed governor when he became a Fed governor. He's someone that the markets love, and I can see being a very strong candidate. Second choice, the backup job that may be offered to some of these candidates is director of the White House National Economic Council.
The Fed job's not going to open up for a while for Warsh. So maybe
funny that you say that. That you're spot on, Joe. That remains his long game, but the thinking in his world is that could come later in a Trump term.
I think Kevin has the ear of a lot of really smart people, as we know, too, Druckenmiller, others, and this would probably would be taken positively to some extent, but he's he doesn't want to flood the market with liquidity. I can tell you that much, which helps obviously bull markets. He has been a critic of the Fed and not only the guidance given so much, but also how long they were at zero, and that the cost of money wasn't being in capital. It was too easy for it to go places where it shouldn't have gone. So I don't know if that's perfect for what a real estate guy is looking for, low interest rate guy.
Yeah, the flip side of that is I mentioned that the number one thing President Trump is looking for is someone to reassure the markets. Like market stability, market satisfaction makes everything else that the president-elect is trying to do possible. He knows that one of the reasons for his decisive win was the direction of the economy. And so he's going to be judged very much on that. And that's why this is such a central pick. And that's why all these picks that we're seeing are establishment types, people that would be acceptable on Wall Street. You're not seeing the left field picks, the more impulsive picks that you saw for some of the other jobs.